The Nexon has been a game changer for Tata Motors. With over 5 lakh units sold, this is the company's best seller. And why not? Tata Motors has been constantly updating the Nexon with either facelifts or special editions, you know these, and they have worked really well for the subcompact SUV. And now the company is ready with the third iteration. The Tata calls it nearly a new generation, but not quite one. Well, because the design is all new, the cabin is completely revamped, but the engines are the same with a few updates, and of course that platform is still the same with the global 5-star safety rating. So what are these updates and do they make a difference to you? Well, hello and welcome to HT Auto. My name is Samir Contractor and let's get driving the new Nexon. The new Nexon has seen extensive changes to its design and features. It's still based on the X1 platform, the last connection to the famed Indica. It's only fair then that the Nexon gets to wear the new design theme before all the new Tata models arrive in the future. Well, there's plenty to like on the design of the new Nexon. If you've seen the curve concept, this will look familiar, and why not? Because the Nexon is the first model from Tata's future lineup to actually get this new design theme. The upright stance looks really nice. I like the fact that it does not have an obvious grille, which means Tata is bringing a more centralized design theme to its cars, whether EV or ICE. So you can see a more familiar styling elements on both these cars going forward as well. I also like the haunches on the bonnet. They'll add a nice masculine appeal. Plus you get to know where the edges of the car are far better from the driver's seat. The LED DRLs look very nice, very futuristic. At the same time, they double up as turn indicators as well. And lastly, the headlamp unit, again split setup as the design trend goes. At the same time, it's a more compact unit than before. So the design is a nice amalgamation of tech and the future. Updates to the profile are minimal and cleverly done. There's a new belt line and gives the impression of a longer car, while there are new aero alloy wheels that seem to be shared with the Nexon AV. The rear gets new X-themed LED tail lights connected by a light bar on the tailgate. There are plenty of angular lines on the new bumper, which makes for a busy design overall. The raked windscreen stays the same, but the Nexon now gets a longer roof spoiler for better aerodynamics. It also integrates the rear wiper for a clutter-free appearance. The new Nexon is offered in 6 colors, including this fearless purple that's bound to grab your attention. If you like the new exterior, the interior should impress you even more. It's seen big changes. It's completely revamped. So right from the steering wheel to the dashboard layout, everything feels new, everything feels premium. The steering wheel, for instance, is now a 2-spoke unit. The center portion looks and mimics a digital console, like a gaming console, and that's actually quite nice. In fact, the Tata logo here is a world first because this is illuminated. We have a 3-step portion here. The plastics are nice and sturdy. I like the carbon fiber finish over here. The airbins design is nice. It's a very minimalistic design overall and I quite like it. In fact, you have a leather wrap on the dashboard. It's a nice purple finish on the purple shade of the exterior. And for other cars, for other colors rather, it will be in black and has a nice stitching on it too. So yes, a lot of customers will like it, especially if you really like the purple shade. The same goes for the seat. With the purple exterior, you get purple seats finished in leather upholstery, and I do think that they will be appreciated by a lot of people. If you don't like it, you also get the black option. That looks fantastic as well. Apart from that, you get wireless charging. Always a nifty feature to have. You get an armrest with some storage space here. But what's really missing are cup holders. You get 1-liter bottles for the door pockets, but surprisingly, there are no cup holders. So if you like your coffee, you just won't know where to put it in the new Nexon. The rear passengers now get seatbelt reminders with a 3-point seatbelt for the middle occupant. However, they still miss out on a headrest.
The new Nexon's cabin has not only seen an aesthetic upgrade, of course it's nice and wider and gets all new materials, but it's a lot more tech friendly as well. And that comes from two new displays. The first one is that instrument console. It's a 10.25-inch unit, and the second one is the floating infotainment unit, which again is a 10.25-inch screen. The other big update is, of course, that you get fewer buttons across the cabin. So a lot of the new buttons have been integrated into the screen itself, especially for the music system and the other controls. But even the HVAC system or the AC system is now with minimal buttons, and that's because the HVAC system has been replaced with this touch-based panel at the bottom, and what you get are only two toggle switches. One, of course, is for the AC temperature, the other is for the blower speed, and everything else is just touch-based over here, and that's quite nice. But at the same time, I would have also liked haptic feedback over here, like we see on Land Rover models, on Audi models, and that would have made sure that it's less distraction-free.
The feature list continues with wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, a new 360-degree camera with a blind view monitor that shows up every time you engage the indicator. There's also an air purifier, a 9-speaker JBL sound system, height-adjustable passenger seat, and a voice command feature that can understand up to 7 languages. The system can also take voice commands via Alexa.
Alexa, open the sunroof.
Okay, opening.
So yeah, that's the sunroof opening. Alexa, sunroof बंद कर दो.
Okay, sunroof बंद कर रहे हैं.
There you have it.
Tata has also updated the powertrain on the new Nexon facelift. The new showstopper is the 1.2-litre turbo petrol with a dual-clutch automatic alongside the tried and tested 1.5-litre diesel engine. The 1.2 turbo petrol continues to make 118 brake horsepower and 170 Nm of peak torque, and is paired with 4 gearbox options: a 5-speed manual, a 6-speed manual, a 6-speed AMT, and the one we are driving, the 7-speed dual-clutch transmission.
So we are driving the new 1.2-litre turbo petrol engine on the new Nexon. This, of course, is a familiar engine from the Altroz, and it makes about 118 brake horsepower, over 170 Nm of peak torque. It is responsive and quite likable. And now it comes with 4 transmission options on the Nexon. There's the 5-speed manual, there's a 6-speed manual, there's a 6-speed AMT, and the one we are driving today, the 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. Now, in this 7-speed DCT with the 1.2 turbo, that's a nice combination to have. And I think a lot of people, especially those driving in the city, will really like this. Most of the power is in the mid-range and quite likable at that. It's responsive, gets the numbers going quickly, and you can maintain triple-digit speeds with ease. So if you are looking at highway runs, this should be a very good engine to keep you happy while making the entire process smooth. And I have to say, compared to the diesel, this is smooth and the NVH levels are way lower. That's something we noticed today. But there's an obvious problem here because this is a turbo engine, so there's a lot of turbo lag. Keep it under 2000 RPM and you will have to work your way up to get the engine moving, to really get that power going. What we would have liked is a little more responsiveness at the lower end of the RPM.
The paddle shifters offer more control, and the new mono shifter feels chunky and premium on the DCT. The steering weighs up nicely, and while it may not be as heavy as we'd like at high speeds, the unit is responsive. The new DCT offers slick shifts and works well for the most part. You continue to get 3 driving modes: economy, city, and sport, that tune the acceleration accordingly. Body roll is well contained, but the shift in weight is immediately apparent around a hard corner. Even then, the Nexon is entertaining to drive.
So after the turbo petrol, we are now driving the 1.5-litre diesel engine, and this immediately feels familiar. This, of course, is the same 1.5 engine that we've seen on the Nexon before. It makes 113 bhp, 260 Nm of peak torque, and this time we are driving the 6-speed manual gearbox. All good things on the Nexon, and definitely something that most users admire if you like a diesel SUV. You also get a 6-speed automatic and AMT unit on the Nexon that brings more convenience for those looking for a comfortable diesel SUV of this size. Now here's the thing, with the diesel engine, it's a very familiar space. It's nice and torquey. It's a nice power band to play around with. The acceleration in the lower end is amazing. It's quick off the line. All good things, like I said, and it immediately feels familiar. So if you've liked the Nexon diesel, the new one only takes that experience much higher with all the tech on board, with the new design and styling. All of that worked in the diesel's favor. The engine itself, like I said, very torquey, very fun to drive, and efficient as well. And that's something that hasn't changed.
The torque-friendly diesel keeps you entertained on open roads. The steering wheel has a slight heft to it over the petrol and is easy to manage in stop-and-go traffic.
When it comes to ride quality too on the Nexon, Tata has tuned the SUV rather well, and it keeps you comfortable on most broken roads. Give it any kind of undulation, even some nasty potholes, and the Nexon keeps calm. It's very pliant out on the highway as well as on broken patches, and that ground clearance, 208 millimeters, that works wonders. We've had some really bad patches to go through here in Jaipur through the by-lanes, and that meant we really could test the ground clearance on the car, and it does not disappoint still.
But not everything remains hunky-dory. Quality levels could be better, especially in the cabin. The fit and finesse have seen massive strides, but there is scope for improvement in smaller areas like the door grab handles. Certain plastics still feel flimsy, which robs the premium feel the car otherwise has to offer.
So, is the new Nexon comprehensively updated enough? Well, the short answer is yes. The design looks fantastic, the interior gets a complete revamp, and I do like how it's now set out to be. And that also comes from the fact that the competition has really upped its game. So Tata had to update its bestseller to keep it formidable against all its rivals. It now boils down to the price tag, and that will be a major decider. Do note these upgrades are extensive and they might cost equally as well. So it now boils down what that pricing will be to know if the Tata Nexon is still as competitive as we've known it so far. Do tell us what you think about the new Nexon. Do you think the changes are comprehensive, and what more would you have liked on this SUV with this upgrade? And what do you think will be the right pricing? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please make sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and of course like and share with your close ones. My name is Samir Contractor. This is HT Auto. Thank you so much for watching.